This Saturday, today, is a bright day made for a lot of fun, a lot of happiness, and a lot of joy because it is Saturday. And once this Saturday is mixed, garnished with hot sports, you know for a fact that this is going to be one heck of a Saturday to enjoy. Welcome. My name is Babajide Guerrero, and you're looking live on Hot Sports Network, the longest running sports franchise show on Nigerian television. It's a huge privilege to have you join us every Saturday, every month. Thank you so very much. Today's show will be definitely be loaded with a lot of news and juicy stories coming around in the world of sports, badminton, table tennis, football. Transfer window is buzzing. But of course, the gentlemen are in the studios with me at this time. I've got making a return to the show. I mean, we are buying players, selling players, making transfers, and making shuffle. We got Henry Okodua. Henry, good to see you again, man.
I'm delighted to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been a while. But Henry is the new signing, of course, for today's show. Eino has been maintaining that momentum going forward. Eino, how are you, man?
I'm fine. Good morning, Babajide.
And why do you always seem to sound very gentle? We and I know we are not gentle. I mean, you're a gentleman, but you're not gentle. Exactly. Just say good morning, Babajide. Good morning, guys.
It's the pre-warm-up now.
It is. We're just getting that engine rev, right? Yeah. It's a beautiful feeling to have you join us. Guys, let's talk about quickly before we go for the break, the disappointment that we saw when Nigeria played Germany. I'll start with you, Henry. I think the ladies, the Falconets, did quite well, but unfortunately, they were not taking chances, they were not creating enough chances, and the Germans, of course, just got one or two chances and put it at the back of the net.
Yeah, you call it the difference between the European teams and the African teams. It's always been so. You always wonder why we do so well on the continent of Africa and we go out there, we fall short. Just the same reason we've always talked about, the tactical discipline, you know, and if you see the way that goal was scored, you see that the pressure was mounting until finally, you know, we caved in and that goal came.
Stick around, this is Hot Sports.
MTN gives 2,000% bonus for reactivating your MTN SIM. That's right. If you haven't used your MTN SIM for 45 days or more, recharge now and get 2,000% bonus. That's right, 2,000% bonus for your first recharge of every month.
The smile on my face only means that I'm super happy to know for a fact that you guys are there. Do well to please explore and exploit our social media platforms at Allsport NG across board Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, do well as well to get close and personal with news making rounds in the world of sport by logging on to www.hotsporttv.com. Well, welcome to the Sports Hotspot segment of the show, brought to you by MTN. I kind of like that word. This is where we talk about a range of sport news happening at this time. But sticking with the the Women's World Cup on the 20 World Cup, and the Ghanaians lost to France first, then they lost to Netherlands. 4-0. It's not even the scoreline, it's how the Ghanaian ladies play that particular game. This really isn't good for, especially for African football at this level.
Yeah, no, very unfortunate that Ghana had to go the way they did. There was so much to expect from them, being the two teams that qualified for the tournament from Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, you know, and with Nigeria's performance, antecedents in the competition where they got to the final on 2 occasions, narrowly lost to the same Germany they lost to in their first game, and Ghana's, you know, consistency in the competition. We expected more from them, but unfortunately they just crumbled against France in the opening game, and Holland in the next game to concede as many as 8 goals in 2 matches and just 1 against, and it wasn't a very good one for them.
It's definitely not. And of course, they get a chance of probably rebuilding that particular structure of football in Ghana. Remember, this is Hot Sports segment of the show brought to you by MTN. Let's talk about health in football now at this time. A brain injury expert, Dr. Bennett Omalu, came out to say that there should be a ban on heading the ball because there's been a particular study that shows that players towards the age of 50, 60, 70 that play the game for a considerable number of years, say between 18 to 25 years, suffer a long-term effect of amnesia and dementia that could have been as a result of consistently heading the ball, concussion in football. And this, he said, probably between the ages of under 14 to under 18, they shouldn't be allowed to head the ball. What do you make of this, Henry?
Well, I think this is a very good topic. You know, even good enough for us to have argued here.
Absolutely.
On this platform, because I see it as he has a good point there. But you see, football is about contact, and this talk has been on for quite some time. It's just like saying people should stop the sport of boxing. You know,
absolutely.
Because more blows hit the head because a certain Muhammad Ali had, Parkinson's disease, and so it has to be stopped. And then you want to look at all the people who would have earned their living through boxing and all of that. So when you now talk about heading the ball from a particular age, perhaps FIFA could take a look at that. But at the same time, do you remove it altogether from football? It's what beautiful goals that be scored with the head. I mean, that means there will be no opportunity for that anymore, and football is being will be the worst for it.
Absolutely.
So I don't think it should be. I think they should find other ways. When players know they are prone to such problems, like we had a Peter Cech, he had a problem like that. He had a head gear, and for a while he was using it. And I saw a time
he's still using it.
Yes, Fabregas used it for a while. He stopped.
I think Christian Chivu on time Inter Milan.
You can be allowed to use a headgear if you are prone to it. If doctors test you to know that you have that, instead of banning it altogether. It will not add value. Then we will have to move to tackles as well. Someday somebody will say no more tackles, and that football ends there. Because once you don't tackle, then what is the beauty of
and then in future, football becomes a game of handshake. Yes. Are you going to shake me? Okay. All right. So Dr. Bennett Omalu was postulating that a long-term effect of CTE, a chronic trauma encephalopathy, is the issue that the players would face going forward. But definitely we'll look at how this would really not affect, football going forward. The gentlemen in the studios have already done a lot of justice, but definitely know for a fact that we'll get to hear more as regards this particular issue. Because remember, at a certain time that Fernando Torres and of course Hector Bellerin of Arsenal had similar issues with their head. Well, the head coach is what Emmanuel Amunike is right now for Tanzania, and his first job would be one of assignments, I beg your pardon, that's what I was looking for, is that he would oversee football development in the country and mandate them to qualify for the 2019 AFCON. And you followed Emmanuel Amunike over the years. He looks like Steve is that man who has a calm head on his shoulder that can navigate for Tanzania. But the question is, do they have the talent to help his coaching job easier?
That is the 2.8 billion naira question. Because Tanzania is not Nigeria. Even he accepted that. He admitted that. Because that's why he even made a Nigerian a goalkeeper trainer. Amadi, he had to make him a goalkeeper trainer because it's not that they don't have goalkeeper trainers there, but he knows his abilities and all of that. If he can do what Keshi did with Togo, helping Togo to the World Cup, he can, we don't seem to value what we have here until perhaps, I think it's a roadmap for certain coaches of the Nigerian hue to start going out there to try out what they can. Amokachi is in somewhere in Norway, and everyone is just trying to go out there to see to add value to the other teams out there. So if he can do something with Tanzania, they've not really been on for some years now. And unfortunately, they have a game against Uganda, in the qualifiers. And Uganda just came back to the Nations Cup after almost 30 years, the last time. And they want to go back again. So it's going to be tough for him. But I see him, after some time, be able to come back because he's been given a mandate to coach the under-17, the under-20s, so gradually he will build. But they have to give him time.
Absolutely. I mean, it's generally football development. That's what the Tanzanians are actually looking forward to. But he's looking forward to having a very, very good footballing career. Usain Bolt. And you know, your man, he won't play football.
That's my man. That's my man.
I mean, he just can't get tired of training for football. He wants to have a professional football career. And we hear now that is with Australian Cup side, Central Coast Mariners. He's training with them and hopes to have a feud with Jose Mourinho in Manchester United in the future.
So you see, he wants to play for Man U and he's out, and Musa is out going to Saudi Arabia. So you see the difference. You see the difference between both of them. But it's an amazing thing what Usain Bolt is doing because he's even giving more glamour to the game. You know, he's helping promote it too. But going to Manchester United, we know that won't happen. You know, it's just talk. It's a motivation. It's a motivational talk. So which is good what he's trying to do. So I would like to see him in the field. I love Usain Bolt a lot.
Of course, and that's why I said he's your man. All right, guys, do well to please reach us on the SMS platform. It's on your screen, and as well as the social media across board at Hotspot NG, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and of course on www.hotspottv.com. We go for a quick break, and when we return, the Hotspot topic for this morning.
If you know fit go internet or follow for Twitter, you know fit snap photo send or get it photo send. Now because you dey use Palasa, your phone no dey answer. See me see wahala. My brother, go get smartphone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone wey no go for your hand, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone wey no fit take selfie. Drop that Palasa phone. No be correct phone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone.
My people, no let Palasa phone fall your hand this year. Kia go buy 3G or 4G smartphone or bring that your phone come join MTN and then go summer you with 100% awoof data bam on top every data bundle way you buy for the next 3 months. So drop that Palasa now. Change your levels so that you go fit enjoy fast internet on the network we get data for everywhere for we country Nigeria. This offer day open to new and old MTN customers.
The main issue for us this morning on Hotspot is the one that concerns Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club to become a private entity, one-man business. Will this further the club's ambition or harm the brand? The gentlemen have already taken their sides and will return for their thesis statement. We're back on Hotspot and it's time for the thesis statement of the gentlemen. I start with Eyino. Eyino?
This is a good move for Arsenal, I think, for Kroenke because it's going to help build the sport brand and it's going to be a good move for them. Very good one.
And Yokoduwa?
I think it's not a good move. We all know the risk of having a one-man business, especially in a football club, as has been demonstrated over the years by certain owners of football clubs overseas. And Arsenal is likely to fall into that trap if Kroenke, buys over the club.
The gentlemen have taken their sides and it's time for us to hear their argument proper. I start with Eyino.
So Kroenke had this point that he proved that 18 of the teams in the Premier League out 20 all have private owners and they are all moving. And I think if you look at it in the last 10 to 15 years, the teams that have won the Premier League actually had a private owner, not a group of people coming together, because what Kroenke is trying to get is having have the power to make key transfers, without people interfering, and which is very good because if you look at other clubs, not just in England, you go to Italy, you saw AC Milan had their best years when Berlusconi was in charge. That was a private owner. Blackburn won the first league when they had Jack Walker as the single owner. Leicester won the league when they had the guys from
but on the flip side, the danger is
there's no danger to me. There's no danger. There's no danger.
No. You have just spoken, your mind, and you are trying to back your statement with these facts that you have relayed. But I'm telling you, the danger in it is what we say about absolute power, corrupting.
There's nothing like
absolutely.
that absolute power
Now,
in
you have
football
seen
because
what
you have
happened.
people that
No,
can
no,
remove
okay,
you.
let's take an
there's
example.
no absolute power in the club.
No, there will be balance.
There won't be
There are
balance.
multiple
There won't-
owners
there won't-
of a club.
Can you give me? Okay, I'm asking
You know,
you. Okay, I made a
there are
statement. In the
multiple.
last 10 years, teams that have won the Premier
No,
League, single
leave
owners.
winning.
No, Arsenal is trying to win. That's why they let go of Wenger.
No,
that's why they had to let go of Wenger. They are moving towards another
First
direction.
of all, let's look at what those clubs stand for.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Arsenal, has been in existence for about 100 years.
Okay. Same as those clubs too.
Yes.
They've
now,
been about that.
Now, when changes are difficult.
It's not. That's why I said they have to
fans-
allow Wenger
No,
go
fans-
because it's time
a
to
lot of
change.
fans
You are
are
going
attached
towards
to these
another
clubs.
direction.
No,
This is not.
I
Yes,
know this thing.
The
See,
fans
a lot of
wanted
clubs
Wenger
are
out.
attached.
The fans wanted Wenger out. They've gotten it.
not
Now
this
Conte
kind
is
of
trying to
change.
move. No, this is a
They were
very,
not
this is a
expecting
very
this.
good. How
Now-
did Leicester win
now-
the league?
now,
How did Leicester win the league? If the King Power guys didn't take over,
Why is
you won't
Usmanov
have that.
selling his shares?
Usmanov selling his chest
Why is
because
he
Conte
selling?
wants
Can you
to buy
answer?
it. Conte wants to buy it.
No.
So he
because,
has.
he also wanted to buy out Kroenke.
But Kroenke will sell his own. Yeah, Kroenke has the highest share. So why?
He decided to let go, not because he wanted to. Now, nobody wants to let his shares go.
I get.
You understand?
Yeah.
Not that he wanted to, but he could not get the larger sum.
this is not about
Now,
shares,
now,
Henry.
Now, let me
this is
tell
not
you.
about shares, Henry. This is about the
telling you
direction.
about the
They are going
dangers
about.
of
There's no
owning a
danger.
club
There's no
all
danger
by
in this.
yourself.
There's no danger.
Do you know how
in
many?
this.
Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Roman Abramovich with Chelsea.
Chelsea
We
became
saw-
successful because of Roman
wait,
Abramovich.
but look at the flip
That's why
side.
there's no flip
I'm
side
telling
about
you,
this.
there
Chelsea
is-
would never
there
have
is-
won the Champions
no,
League
no,
without Roman
listen,
Abramovich. And you know the good
wait,
part about it. You know
no,
the good part
wait,
why I like this
wait.
argument.
Now-
If Roman Abramovich leaves today,
Do you know-
Chelsea is in trouble. Do you know?
No,
Do you know
that
Chelsea
is
is
the
in trouble?
problem. That is the problem.
Exactly.
When
So
when
that is
Roman
why-
owns the club
Okay.
and something now happens,
But that explains to you
club
which
goes
club
down
has
the
been
drain.
successful in
Now-
the last
now,
not 10 years, 20 years
look at them.
without a single owner.
Stamford Bridge, they cannot build a stadium. They
Okay.
cannot own it. They are not
No,
developing.
no.
They're not
We
planning.
are going back. Okay,
It's
Arsenal
just
has paid for
buying
that.
players.
Okay.
They are just trying to buy players to win
Okay.
titles.
No,
Now, if something now happens,
why did the fans
the
complain?
danger is
Gentlemen,
this.
let's also understand what this means, what Arsenal has been over the years. If you give Stan Kroenke the solitary power to make decisions as the highest shareholder,
may
as
be
the owner,
abused.
More investment. Because now Kroenke can make transfer of 100 million. You know why? Because then they won't do it because one guy might feel cheated. I have 60% shares, you have 10% shares. We sign a player of 100 million. If the player is a loss, who's going to take the loss? It's me, of course, because I have more shares in your club. But now I have full shares. If I spend 100 million, I'm taking the loss of
It's
100
my
million.
money.
I don't care what's happening. There's no guarantee. But there's no guarantee. Look at the Nima. Look at PSG for example. Look at PSG for example. Who brought PSG
don't
success?
understand.
The Qataris brought it.
You see-
One man's team.
you see-
Success. He brings that. So why are we saying
He's
it's not going
after
to
the
be
money.
It's
He's
not
not
about.
thinking of
If he
the-
loses,
of
it's his
the-
money. That's
See,
why I told you there's every chance that he might lose $1 billion if Arsenal fail. Why does he not care about the average Arsenal fan? Why does he not care about the
that right there-
money?
gentlemen,
They always complain.
They
Always
hold on.
complain. They said Wenger out. Kroenke now has fired Wenger. They are still complaining he wants to buy the whole club. What does Kroenke have to do? Does he have to buy Messi?
Don't worry, you're not going out. No, out. One thing we also know for a fact is that Arsenal seem to be that community club. Now, one of the questions that we brought out is, will this harm the Arsenal brand, that community feel? Henry, let me start with Henry.
It will. Do you know why? Because before now, you have to look at the base, the support base of the
There's
club.
always been a
Where
base.
was
There's
it
always
from?
been a base.
Was it from a one-man business or from a communality of thousands of people
Every
owning the
club has
club?
been like this.
Now,
Even
it was-
football
it
as a
was-
whole
you
has
know-
been like this.
Now,
Everybody
so
starts
why
up
do you
together.
want to
But at
disrupt
the
the flow?
At the end, business.
Why do you want to disrupt the flow?
Gentlemen,
Okay.
Okay, because the way it's going, the season starts this weekend. Already started yesterday, Friday, with Manchester United playing Leicester City, and of course it goes on this particular weekend. So yeah, it's fine to say that this particular one can go through whether or not a team is good enough to win the big gong going forward. But now going forward to the end of this particular conversation, gentlemen, your final thoughts, and I mean the final thought. What's your final take?
Kroenke buying Arsenal and now being the major shareholder or being the owner, not shareholder anymore, the owner, is a good thing for Arsenal football. Because now they can win trophies. Because one man can decide to spend 200 million on a player like PSG did with Neymar. It's one man's business now. He won't feel cheated. That's why I told Henry, the reason Blackburn won the league was because Jack Walker invested heavily. on that team.
That
and
was
they won the Premier League.
1995.
And I gave you
Last
Leicester
thoughts.
too. I gave you Leicester.
last
The King
thoughts.
Power invested
Now,
Henry's last thoughts,
my
please.
argument is this.
No, it's
That
your
people-
last thoughts.
Yes.
Your last thought is this.
My last thought
Okay.
is this: that Arsenal, has had a support base over the years without a certain Kroenke coming to disrupt the flow. Now, with him, the danger of him owning the club as a sole owner is that he can begin to behave like a Roman
He won't do
Abramovich,
that.
sacking
Well,
coaches
if he
at
does
will, letting certain persons go at will and disrupting the flow of the club. And there's no guarantee that his buying the club might bring it the Champions League, the titles he's craving. Because even without Kroenke,
Babajide, I
they
know
want
this is our last thought,
titles.
but I want to ask you, one more.
Gentlemen.
No, it has ended.
Gentlemen,
No,
it has
okay,
ended.
we'll take
It
this
has
one.
actually ended.
Yeah, take
Okay,
it.
so whatever form of argument, whatever form of submission is right after the studio. Guys, you know what? That you can join this particular conversation by sending your text messages that will be read. Please add your name and location as well. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, it is time for the final whistle. You're welcome back to the show, and the gentlemen have had a very, very passionate submissions about whether or not it will be a good thing for Stan Kroenke to purchase outrightly Arsenal Football Club. Here's my final whistle. I think strongly that Arsenal as a football club has achieved a lot as Arsenal Football Club under being a public-owned company, but at this particular time, football has evolved such that one man tends to direct and take orders and make orders and not take orders, I beg your pardon. And if I thought this is the way to go for them to be able to compete with the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspur as well as the other elite teams in England, maybe, definitely, one thing that we will miss is the family feel that Arsenal Football Club has been known for over the years. But just like Eino said, emotions won't buy you players. That's my final whistle on this particular show. Of course, if at all you think you have more things to probably juice up on this particular issues, do well to send us a text message. We'll be looking forward to hearing your thoughts and view. And finally, gentlemen, if you're looking for a place to chill this particular weekend, today and tomorrow, how about you go to the currently ongoing ITTF 2018 challenge, the Seamaster Nigeria Open, that has actually seen a lot of people come through at a particular Okoya Thomas All Intestine Balogun Stadium, of course, from 27 countries. Of course, we've seen 101 men and 68 women fighting for $46,000 prize money. This is the second highest paying event amongst the 9 ITTF Challenge series. And yeah, so it's a good way to just go and spend your weekend. The gentlemen as well will be heading there right after this particular show. On badminton, we can confirm that the Katsina Golden Star National Badminton Championship will start on August 28th and end September 1st. Do well to register, as registration is ongoing until August the 14th. Do well to also get the detailed information on our website, www.hotsporttv.com. Gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for an amazing show we've had today. Thank you so very much for coming through.
Thank you very much.
You see, you have there's an issue you have, young man. The way we start the show, very, very gentle. When we enter the argument, it's always another different, and now we just finish it. Thank you very much.
No, because it's for
You switched.
I didn't really switch. I didn't really switch. Henry cost it. And just like Sean was doing it, Henry cost it.
Henry, thank you for cursing it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we know for a fact you've enjoyed the show today. We thank you very much for joining us. And we know for a fact you definitely keep a day with us next week, Saturday, till we'll come your way. Till then, please take care of yourself and each other. My name is Babajide Guerrero. Adios.